Okay, I'll record the session. Now, what you want to do is to know what tool works for you. If the teacup, you know how to use a teacup. Please, you should not come this night. I don't want that this night. If you can hear me clearly, please type in 2. You can hear me clearly, type in 2. Somebody saying your voice is breaking. Okay. So quickly now, okay, my voice is low. It's low. Okay, maybe I'll just do this. Thank you. Okay. Somebody saying your voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking. If you can hear me clearly, oh, thank you, Clara. Thank you so much. Now we're going to start this session right now. But before we go ahead to show, before I go ahead to show you how to trade the scanner, I'd like us to just our name and where we're connecting from. Say, for example, my name is Jide. I'm connecting from. Somebody is still typing. Your voice is breaking. I just want to be sure we're on the same page. So my name is Jide. I'm connecting from Maryland. You know. Okay, we have Clara from Festac. We have Olawale from Obic. We have Ikura from Maryland. Okay, Joshua from Abule Egba. Chedu from London. Ife from Berger. Isaac, oh, good to have you, Isaac. Always on the call, bro. I salute you, Isaac. Eloba from Bagada. Obi Cindy from Coca. Okay. Felix from Festac. Sheon from Abule Egba. Adebayo from Alagbado. You know, Harrison from Akoka. Daniel from Aja. Julian from Abijo. Victoria from Port Harcourt. Francis, you can see the chat is blowing up, guys. The chat is blowing up. I can't even call all the names. Okay. Okay, we have Daniel from Aja, Harrison from Akoka, Bughe, right? If I'm right, from Lekki, Julian from Abijo, okay, Victoria from Port Harcourt, Francis from Bariga, Kola from Akure, Charles from Satellite Town, Fabian from Ijaniki, Pat from Surulere, Busola from Omole, Elizabeth from VI, Queensland from Agor. Queensland, how you doing? Emmy from Aja, Morris from Surulere, Ebenezer from Ikorodu, AB from Coca, Eli from Germany, Florence from Ilupeju, Ebere from Coca, Oluwagbenga from Akoka, Samuel from Ogba, Jami from Ikorodu, Henry from Ikorodu, Yewole from Ikorodu. Wow, we have a lot of our Ikorodu people on the call tonight. All right, we have Alex from Lekki, Olatunde from Berger, Paul from Ikeja, Timmy in Mombasa, Kenya. Good to have you, Timmy. How are you doing in Kenya? How are people doing over there? Namdi from Agor Palace. Guys, tonight I want to teach you a simple strategy. Now, my mentor once said to me, that Jide, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at start changing. So the moment you start to see things differently, I could still recall when I started Forex newly. Now I was using my normal buy and sell understanding of demand and supply to but I found out that it's not that way. It's just for me to have an open mind and gain a different understanding about the market. Guys, the way to go is to have an open mind. Now, okay, we have Phil from Ikorodu, Elo Chuku from Bagada. So now the scanner is one tool that has been in existence since 1932. It has history, guys. This is why I love it, because of the history. Now the CEO of iMarket Live calls the Harmoniic scanner. The CEO, Christopher Terry, calls the Harmoniic scanner his own personal ATM machine. Guys, immediately I heard that. If you listen to the academy very well, you hear the part where he mentioned the Harmoniic scanner. He called the Harmoniic scanner his own personal ATM machine. If you listen to it very well. Guys, immediately I heard that, sir, I knew I must pay attention to this thing that is, I want to learn it. Guys, and he did a good video. Abi from Ikoyi, all right? Good to have you on the call, Abi. Now, he did a good training on how you can actually trade the harmonic scanner. He's known to be one of the best harmonic scanner trader in the world. He knows how to trade harmonic so well. So in the academy, he did a very good video on how he trades the harmonic scanner. You want to watch it too to gain value. However, tonight I'm going to show you how you can actually use this strategy to trade the harmonic scanner. Emmanuel from Apapa, good to have Emmanuel. So I'm going to share with us quickly. Now, I want to share with us what I call this, the number of strategy. Now, I want you to know that strategy makes the money. All right. Knowledge keeps the money. Guys, strategy makes the money. Now, it's not, strategy? Is it correct? Strategy. Yeah. Now, it's not enough for me to have a strategy I'm using to make money. It makes sense if I have the right knowledge to make the money to keep, at least to keep the money I'm making. Because I've seen people, they have a very good strategy, they are making money. Okay, thank you so much. Strategy. They're supposed to be S. Thank you so much. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Mr. Blinks. I used to have a friend, his name is Blinks. He's a mad fashion designer. Strategy. Thank you. Thank you, Shuaib. Thank you, Paul. All right. Now, strategy makes the money, but knowledge keeps the money. It's not enough for me. I know a few traders, they have the right strategy, but don't have the right knowledge to keep the money. Now, the right knowledge simply means I have the right proper management, money management skill. All right. Now, the scanner itself, we have a number of strategy we use to trade the scanner. I'm going to share with us a number of the strategy I know we use to trade the scanner. Now, we have the strategies. Now, these are the strategies right now you can use to trade the scanner. One of them is, number one is the ninja strategy. It's a scalping strategy. Okay. Now, we have number two, the BRS strategy. BRS strategy. Okay. Number three, we have the triple fire strategy. Now, this triple fire is being taught by Manny on IML TV. Now, number four, we have the quick fire strategy. I think this is one word. Quick fire strategy. Now, we have also divergence strategy. Now, these strategies are available. All of these are strategy. I can master any of these strategies so long as it's working for me. I stick to it. All right, you can master it. Now, the ninja strategy is being taught by Mayowa, the dean of Profit Arcade, Mayowa Wolabi. Now, Samson mastered this ninja strategy. All he does on the strategy is also catch 10 pips. Once he, using the ninja strategy, he goes for 10 pips and he's out of the market. He doesn't care if the market makes about 200 pips. All he's going for is just 10 pips. Is okay. Now, the BRS strategy, Mr. Mayowa actually modified it. All right. Okay. The triple fire is by Manny. Manny is an instructor on IML TV. It's just a new strategy he's teaching a number of us right now. The quick fire, I don't think I remember the name of the guy. Now, the last one here is divergence. Now, I learned this divergence strategy from a guy on IML TV, one of the instructors on IML TV, Jed Rich is his name. Jed Rich. Now, this guy understands that when there is now this is the strategy I'm going to be teaching us tonight. Because this I've mastered. I learned this from this guy, and Mr. Mario Olabi also did a fantastic job teaching us more on this strategy. Now, because I found out that the strategy has been consistent for me. Now, there's no point, I can decide to, now, that doesn't mean I don't know how to trade the other ones, but this one has been giving me value. Can I stick to it? Yes. Now, what you want to do Now, if you go on YouTube, you're going to see all of this strategy on YouTube. But what you want to do is to look for which one works for you. Whichever one that you don't need to have all the strategy in this world. Just one that is working for you. Stick to it. Now, are there times where after this strategy, you've confirmed the old confirmation under the strategy, and would you still make loss? Yes, it's possible you make loss. Does it mean the strategy is not working? No, because Forex is not 100%. That's why you definitely must record loss. Christopher Terry makes loss. Now, Christopher Derrick makes loss. Mario Wallaby make losses. Now, Francis, these are now. It's not 100%. Whoever tell you that Forex is 100%, sir, I advise you, dust your shoe and just walk away. It's not 100%, but these are strategies. These strategies makes money. But if you have the right knowledge, sir, you keep the money. You keep the money long run. All right. Now, what I want to share with us is how to trade this divergence strategy. It's been working for me, and I feel I just want us to have an open mind. I was opportune to teach this on Monday at the school, and a number of people fell in love with this strategy. Now, if you're in that class on Monday, type in 2. If you're in that class on Monday, type in 2. Okay. Good. Clara was in the class and Felix was in the class. Good. Harrison was awesome. Awesome. Patricia Omonze, Obi, Florence. Now these guys were on the call. Good to have you guys on the call tonight. That also was on the call. Awesome. Now, but this one I know how to use it, and that's what I want to teach you tonight. Now, the harmonic scanner can be used in 2 ways. The history behind harmonics is that harmonics has been in existence since 1932. Harmonics has been in existence since 1932. All right. Now, harmonics has been in existence since 1932. It has history. So this is the reason why I fell in love with this tool. All right. Now, that means since 1932, it's been giving value. Now, what is harmonics? Harmonics is all about patterns. Now, we find out that patterns repeat itself in the market. And what are these patterns? Patterns, harmonics patterns. What are the patterns? The first one is what we call the BAT pattern. The BAT pattern. The BAT pattern has a 90% accuracy. A BAT pattern. A BAT pattern has a 90% accuracy. Guys, I'm super elated about this tool because it's one tool that has never failed, guys. It's been consistent, sir, since 1932. All right, we have the butterfly. Okay, a butterfly pattern has 80%. 80%. All right, we have the Gartley pattern. A Gartley has 80% also. Now, what I mean by this 80%, it's say for a bat that has a 90%, if we see about 10 bats on the harmonic scanner, we'll show up about 8 to 9, and we can lose 1 or 2. Is that a pass mark? Is that a pass mark? Is that a pass mark? Yes, it is. Now, we have also the crab. A crab has 90% also, 90%. Then the fifth one, we have a shark. A shark. Now, if you're a beginner, you're new to harmonics trading, please do not trade the shark. Don't trade this. If you're now, that doesn't mean you can't trade it, but for now, you're new, trade the one that has history. I know a bat has history, a butterfly has history, a Gartley has history. I can trade those ones. But for a shark, I can just keep calm. Now, I'm not in a haste. I can keep calm and learn how to trade that later. Awesome. Julian says distinction. Good. All right. So I'm going to show you how. Now, the strategy we're going to be looking at tonight is what we call the divergence strategy. By the grace of God, we should be able to do justice to this in the next 45 minutes. All right. So these are the patterns I'm going to be seeing on the scanner. And the strategy I want to teach us is divergence. Now I'm going to show us the rule under the divergence strategy. I'm going to give us the rule under the divergence strategy. I'm sure if you can see my screen, please kindly type in 2. I want to be sure you can see my screen. I'm like we're flowing. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Um, um, okay, thank you so much. Now, under the divergence strategy, this is it. I want to break out the rules under the divergence strategy. These are the rules you need to follow. Now, the first one under divergence strategy confirmation list is this. I'm going to demonstrate this to us, but let's have this handy. The first thing is now, if I see a pattern on the scanner, this list I want to share with us is what I will ask myself. Are these things there before I place my trade? Now, the first thing I will ask myself is, what is the pattern? At every point in time, the Harmoniic scanner will always give me the pattern, but I need to be sure I know the pattern I'm trading. What is the pattern? Okay. Now, the pattern could be a bat, it could be a butterfly, it could be a gatling, it could be a crab, it could be a shark, but I need to know. That is my first confirmation. That is my first. All right. The second one is there a divergence? Is there a divergence? That's the second confirmation. Once I can answer this, yes, there's a divergence, I move to the second one. Once I confirm the pattern, I move to, is there a divergence? Once there's a divergence, I move to the third option. Now, what's the third one? The third one states if it is a buy. It means if the bat pattern or any of the pattern is for a buy, this is what I need to do. Okay? If it's a buy, all right, I'm going to select minimum. The lows. I'm going to show you how this works on the chart of red candles. I'm going to show you how this works on the chart. All right. I'll show you. Please pay attention. I want to share the confirmation list. Please pay attention. I'll show you how to do that on the chart. All right. Of red candles. Now, between the entry and stop loss. Okay. And number 4, if it is a sell, all right, select minimum 3 highs. I'm going to show you how this, but just have this. We're going to go through this one after the other on the chart so that you can see the graphical representation of all this. All right. If it is a sell, select minimum 3 highs of blue candles between the entry and stop loss. All right. Then the last one is this. Now these are notes. Let me say notes. Is a price must touch the entry line before placing a trade. Okay. Now the second one is that when trading please show the three lows of. I will show you. Please, I'm just typing out the confirmation. Please pay attention. Make sure you have this on your notepad or you take a screenshot. I just want to show you the confirmation. Then I will go to the chart to show us how to do this. All right. Now, when trading on a 15 minutes time frame, please pay attention. 15 minutes time frame. Comma. Rule 3 and 4. And 4 is not compulsory. Okay. Now this is all I need to do. Okay. Now these are the 4 confirmation. What is the pattern? Is there a divergence? If it's a buy, this is what I will do. If it's a sell, this is what I will do. All right. Now price must touch the entry line that I'm giving on the scanner before I place a trade. Now this one is just like a caveat. Now when trading on a 15 minutes time frame, is not now rule 3 and 4. What that means is that rule 3 and 4 is not compulsory. This is number 3 and 4. Is not if I'm trading on the 15 minutes time frame. So what I will do after I confirm the number 1 and 2 is just to go to this one. Price must touch the entry line and I place my trade. All right. Now these are the confirmation for divergence. Now what I want us to do, I'm sure everyone has this. I'm going to also copy this. I'll put it in the chat box for everyone to have. So I want to go to my Harmoniic scanner charts so that I can show you how to apply this. Okay. To show you how we have about 129 people on the call right now, but I like to know how many of us are beginners. You don't know how to use the scanner. Please indicate by typing 3 in the chat box. Okay, fellow one. Good. Okay. But I hope we're getting value. I can see the number of beginners on the call. I hope we're following. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Mrs. PJ, my own mommy, good to have you on the call. I celebrate you, man. Okay. Now let me go to the scanner to show you. So let's continue. So I'm going to share my screen right now. We have the confirmation checklist. I believe so. So now this is the Harmoniic scanner. How do I log on to the scanner? I will visit www.imlharmonicscanner.com, the web scanner, www.imlharmonicscanner.com. Now a page will show. I need to log in with my username and password. Okay, I will log in with my IML username and password. Once I log in with my IML username and password, this is what you're seeing right now is what you're going to see on your screen. This is what will display. All right. Now, once this display, I want to walk you through the page. Mr. Ladaya, you're on the call. Isaac, please help me display the rules again in the chat box. Let me copy and paste the rules in the chat box. Yes, Oyelami Abiodun, that's right. So Isaac, please help me display the rules. All right. So what I want to show us right now, we have the rules. Now this is the scanner. I log in with my username. This is what will display. Now to the left-hand side of my screen, I have different logos here to the left-hand side. Now the first logo here is Alt Forex logo. Now the logos here simply means these are different brokerage firm platform. The first one is Alt Forex. If I click Alt Forex, that means I can search for patterns. The patterns we mentioned earlier, I can search for those patterns here on any of this platform. This is Alt Forex. Say, for example, I click on the first one is Alt Forex, the other one is XM. These are brokerage firm. This is their logo. Now, if I can search for harmonic patterns, the patterns butterfly, Gadley, crab, bat, I can search for those patterns here. All right. Now, I know a number of us on this call, we have an Alt Forex account. Now, that doesn't mean I'm restricted to Alt Forex alone. I can search for patterns in any of this platform here. All right. So, what do? I'll click on the first one there, which is Alt Forex. I'll click on it. I'll double click. Now, once I double click, it will show me two options. The first one is, do I want to scan for patterns on a 15 minutes time frame? What are patterns? A bat pattern, a Gadley pattern. Those are patterns. Now, this pattern appears on the 15 minutes. Now, it can also appear on the 1 hour or a 4 hour or daily time frame. Now, the 15 minutes is for scalping. Now, that means as a scalper, I want to go for my 10 pips. I want to go for my 5 pips. I can do that on the scanner. Now, the divergence strategy also works on the 15 minutes. Remember, the rule is that when I'm trading on a 15 minutes time frame, rule 3 and 4 is not compulsory, which I will show you. All right, I can either search for patterns, scan for pattern on a 15 minutes time frame, or scan for pattern on a 1 hour, 4 hour, or daily time frame. Now, let's click on the scan for 15 minutes. I'll click on the scan for 15 minutes. Now, this will show me a pull down. Now, a list of patterns available on a 15 minutes time frame. Now, look at this. Now, the latest one right now, whichever one you see above, the current, this is about the latest pattern on the scanner right now. Now, look at this. This is Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. Now, this is a deep crab. And a crab, what's the percentage for a crab? What's the percentage for a crab? Anybody to help us with that? What's the percentage for a crab? 90. Awesome. Awesome. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, for me, this has already met my first condition. What do? I click on the pair. Now, look at what I did. Scan for 15 minutes. These are the patterns available. Now, AUD card is a crab, 15 minutes. Euro card, Euro Canadian dollar is also a crab, 15 minutes. Euro AUD is a shark. What did you say about a shark, guys? Now, we also have Euro GBP bats. Now, these are patterns. However, whichever one that appears above is about the latest pattern of the scanner. So let me check. Let's click on the AUD card to check if we can trade it. Now, I'll click on the AUD card. I'll click on the AUD card, guys. Once I click on the AUD card, now the first thing I will need to do, guys, please pay attention. I want everybody on the call, whatever thing you're doing, please pause it, pay attention. Let's see how we can run through the list here. This is a pattern. This is a pattern. The pattern always have point X, point A, point B, point C, point D. You can see it on the pattern. We have X, A, B, C, D. All right? Okay. Your screen is not moving here. I can't see anything. It's static. Okay. Your screen is static. Please hold on. Let me see if I can reshare it. Let me see. Can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen? Okay. But is it okay now? Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Now, this is a pattern. On the pattern, we click on the AUD card. We clicked Alt Forex, scan for 15 minutes, AUD card. All right. This is about the latest one on the pattern. I click on the AUD card. It's a crab. Now, once I click it, it will also be appearing here. Is a crab. You can see Alt Forex AUD card deep crab. It's also a crab. All right. Now, what I need to do, I have a confirmation checklist. I've seen this pattern. Fine. Now, the pattern, or every pattern always have point X, point A, point B, point C, point D. All right, these are patterns. Now, on the pattern right now, I don't have business with point A, B, C. I have this point A here. I have point A, I have point B, all right, I have point C. Okay, I have point A, I have point B, and I have point C. This is it here, A, B, C. Now, I don't have business with A, B, C. I have business with just X and D, and I will show you why. Now, the X and D is what I have business with. However, seeing this pattern, I need to know if this pattern is for a buy or a sell. I need to know, all right? So how do I know if this pattern that is displayed is for me to place a buy trade or a sell trade? What would I do? Okay, what would I do? The first thing is, now, what is this pattern we're trading? What we're looking at? What is the pattern we're looking at? Anybody? I want to be sure we're following. What's this pattern right now that we're looking at? What's the pattern? I mean the pattern. The pattern. What pattern is this? Good. Good. So we know is a crab, a deep crab is also a crab, all right? So we know is a crab. It has met our first confirmation. The first thing on our confirmation is what is the pattern? The pattern is a crab. It has met the first condition. Now, the second thing I need to ask myself is this trade for a buy or a sell? How do I know if this is for a buy or a sell? Now, looking at this, you can see to the right-hand side of my screen, I have what we call entry here. We have stop loss here. Now, we have take profit 1, TP1. We have take profit 2. We have take profit 3. Now, I can see my entry here. How do I know if it's a buy or a sell? Simple. What I will do is to look for where I have my entry. All right. Now, I can see my entry here. All right. I can see my take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3 above it. Now, whenever I take profit 1, 2, 3, whenever I see it above my entry is a buy. Whenever I see my take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3 above my entry is a buy. All right. Whenever I see my take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3 above my entry is a buy. Whenever I'll repeat that again. Whenever I see take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3 above the entry, like it is here. This is my entry. You can see the take profit 1, 2, 3. They're above it, so it's a buy. Whenever your take profit, whenever it's below the entry, is a sell. So that's a simple rule to know how to identify a buy or a sell. So it means this pattern that the scanner has called is for a buy. All right. So what do I need to do is to do my confirmation. I know it's a buy right now, but I need to do my confirmation checklist. All right. The first thing is, what is the pattern? The pattern, as we've confirmed, that is a crab. The second thing is what? Is there divergence? Now, please pay attention. I want to show you how to identify this yourself. Okay. Now, we said the pattern has point X, A, B, C, D. Point X, A, B, C, D. All right. But we don't have business with point X, A, B, C. Point A, B, C rather. Now, what we have business with on the call is point X and D. Now, looking at our point X here and our point D here, please pay attention, guys. Looking at the point X here and the point D here. Now, if I should draw a line, I want to explain how to identify divergence. All right. This is our point X here and our point D here. If I draw a line from point X and I drag it down to D, okay? If I draw a line from this point X here and I drag it down to D, is this sloping downward or upward from X to D? If I draw it from X and I drag it down, how is it sloping? How's the slope? Now, I want everybody to respond because I want to be sure we're following. Good. 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 Beautiful. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay. Well, it means we're following. Thank you so much. Now, look at, I want to pick a tool here to the left hand side of my screen. I have the cross sign here. You can see a cross here. The next one is a trend line. Now, there's a button beside it. Please pay attention. There's a button beside it. When I click on the button, this little button beside it here, it will show the number of tools available under this tool here. Now, the tool I want to use right now is called the arrow tool. Look at the arrow tool here. I want to draw an arrow from X to D. That's why I'm choosing it. Now, this is the second. The first one is cross. The other one is straight line. But there's a button beside it. If I click on the button to show me the number of tools I can use on my chart, I can select any of these tools and use it on my chart. But the one I want to use right now is arrow. I'll click the arrow tool. Now, once I select the arrow tool, by default, this pane, look at this pane, this task bar will come up. Now, what this means is the properties of that arrow. I can decide to change the color of the arrow. I've not placed the color on the arrow yet, but I want to change the color. I want it to show me another color when I place it on the chart. Now, I'll click on this. Once I click on this, I will select the color I want to use, any color. So I select this. The other tool is for me to change the width, the thickness of the line. Also, I can select the thickness I want. All right. Now I'll place my cursor on the X. Once I place it, I'll click on the X and I drag to D. This is the arrow. You can see how it came out. So I can see, just for me to be sure that if I draw from X to D is going downward, fine, I've confirmed that. All right. Now we can see that on our chart also we have what we have here. Look at what we have here. To the lower left of my screen, we have what we call the RSI. RSI simply means relative strength index. All right. And I'm going to explain to us what the RSI does, how it works. Please pay attention. This is about the most important part you need to pay attention to. All right. Pay attention. Okay. Now, the RSI is this line you're seeing here. Look at this line. This thin line you're seeing below is the RSI line. This line, this zigzag you're seeing here, these are the RSI line. However, because we are an harmonic scanner trader, we use it to check if there's a divergence before we place a trade. Guys, please pay attention. I want to explain to you how the RSI works. This is the RSI here. This is a line. You can see the line, this thin line here. All right. Now, what the RSI does is to follow the structure of the market. What do I mean? Now, please follow what I want to do right now. Look at from this point here. Look at my cursor where I have it. I place my cursor. I want to draw an arrow from here up. Look at from this place to this place here. I also want to show you the same movement on the RSI. Now, if I check it down, look at it here. From here on the RSI, so this place is also the same movement. Can you see it? Now, look at it. Doesn't stop there. As the market is also coming down, look at this movement down. Can you see how the RSI is also following suit? If this one is going up also, look at this. This is coming down. All right. This is going up. This is going up. Now, can you see this? If you understand what I'm showing you, type into. If you understand what I'm showing you, type into. If you understand what I'm showing you, type into. Come on. Now, this is for us to have an understanding of how the RSI works. Now, I can follow the chart, all right, to see how this, from left to right, all right. I can show you this over and over again. This is the way the RSI works. This movement going up, you can see it is going up here. This movement coming down is coming down on the RSI also. Now, that is the RSI, all right. But as an harmonic scanner trader, we use the RSI to confirm if there's a divergence. As an harmonic scanner trader, using the divergence strategy, we use it to check if there's a divergence. And I'm going to show you right now. Now, we said we have our point X here. Look at the point X here right now. All right. Now, look at the X. Yes. All right. This is my point X here right now. Now, if I should place a line on this X, I want to place a line and I will drag the line. I place a line on the X, a vertical line on the X, and I want to drag it down. If I drag the line down to the RSI box, wherever this line touches the RSI line is where I also have my point X. All right. This is my X here right now. If I place a vertical line on the X and I drag it down to the RSI box, wherever the line touches the RSI line is where I have my point X. I can do the same thing on point D. I'll place a line on D. Wherever this line touches this point is where I have my what? My point D. If I place a line on D, a vertical line on D, and I drag it down to the RSI box, Wherever this touches the point, the RSI line is where we have our point D. Now, I'm going to show you there's a tool you can use here to do that. Now, let's go back to this place where we pick the arrow line from. Now, the second tool here, I'll click here to see the other tools. Now, there are other tools here. We have what we call you can see we have the trend line, the first one, trend line, trend angle, horizontal line, horizontal ray. We have the vertical line, arrow, and the rest of it. Now, we want to use just the vertical line we want to use. Now, I will select the vertical line. Click by clicking on it. Once I click it, this will appear. It means I can change the color. I'll click on this. I'll select the color I want. I can also change the thickness to something visible. All right. Now, once I select the thickness, I'll place this. I'll bring my cursor on top of the X. Now, the middle, you can see, once I place my cursor there, I'll click to place the vertical line. Click. Immediately I click, the line appeared. All right. You can see that the vertical line did not extend to the RSI box. I can pick the same vertical line again. Once I pick the same vertical line again, once I click, what I mean, I click on the vertical line again, then I'll come down to the RSI box. All right. Once I come to the RSI box, I'll click on the same line also. You can see my cursor is showing me that it's on the same line. Once I see that it's on the same line, I'll click again to place it. Now you can see clearly on the same line, this is where we have our point X. So you can see where it's touching it. Now, if you're following, come and type in 3. I want to be sure we're following this. If you're following me tonight, type in 3. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome, guys. Okay. Now, this is it. Okay. Now, we've seen successfully that this is where it's touching the RSI line, and this is where my point X is. Now, I'll do the same thing for point D. I'll click on the vertical line again, then I'll bring it to the point D rather. On just the middle of the D, I'll place the line there. You can see, I'll place the line there. The line did not extend to the point, it didn't extend to the RSI box. You can see clearly. Now, I'll click on this also, the vertical line again. On the same line, I'll bring my cursor to be sure that it's on the same line. I'll place my cursor on the same line. I'll click. You can see clearly that it's on the same line. All right. Now, can you see where we have our point D here? This is our point D. This is our point D. All right. On the RSI line. Now, look at this on the chart. This is my point X. On the RSI, this is my point X. On the chart, this is my point D. On the RSI, this is my point D. Now, what are we trying to do with this? Now, let's draw a line again from point X to D. Remember, we said when we draw a line from point X to D, I'll use a tool called the arrow tool. Now, I can click on the X to be sure X to D is going where? From X, if I draw a line from X to D, it's going downward. Can you see clearly? Now, it's going downward that way. All right. Please follow through what you ask question, but just follow what I'm showing you. X to D is going downward. All right. Now, this is my point X on the other side. I will also draw from, this is my point X, this is my point D here. Let me also draw the same line from X to D on the other side. Now, this is where it's touching it. I'll click to draw a line from X to D on the other side. All right. I'll click on the X and I will drag to point D from X to D. Now, from X to D on the other side, this is our point X here, and this is our point D here. Now, when we draw the line from X to D, is it going up or is going down? Is it sloping upward or is sloping downward? This is our point X here on the other side, and our point D above. Now, is it going sloping upward or is going slapping downward? Everybody, I need a response. Awesome. Beautiful. 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 Awesome. Now, I haven't confirmed this. I haven't confirmed that on the RSI, X to D is going up. On the chart, which is a pattern, X to D is going downward. Now, whenever X to D on the pattern is going downward and X to D on the RSI is going the opposite direction, like we have here, X to D on the pattern on the chart here is going downward, and X to D on the RSI is going upward, it means there is a divergence. I'll repeat that again. Whenever X to D on the pattern is sloping one direction, and X to D on the RSI is sloping the opposite direction, it means there's a divergence, guys. That is a divergence. X to D on the chart right now is sloping down. We can see clearly it's going downward. X to D on the RSI is going where? Upward. Now, once we confirm that they are sloping opposite direction, it means there's a divergence. If you understand this, come on, type in 4. If you understand this, type in 4. Type in 4. Type in 4. Awesome. Awesome, guys. Guys, because the goal of what we're doing here is for me to teach you, to educate you on how to trade using this strategy. Hence, we could have picked this trade immediately we saw it. But it makes sense if you can see it yourself and you can trade it. Now, remember, we're trading on a 15 minutes time frame. Look at this is a 15 minutes time frame. And there's a note below that when we're trading on the 15 minutes time frame, what do we do to rule 3 and 4? There's a note on we made at the end of the checklist. All right. When trading on the 15 minutes time frame, we said there's something we need to do. When trading on 15 minutes time frame, what do we do? All right. Okay, good. We said rule 3 and 4 is not compulsory. All right. Rule 3 and 4 is not compulsory. Now you can decide to do rule 3 and 4, but it's not compulsory. It's not compulsory. Now, what does that mean? Now we've checked the first confirmation. The first confirmation is what's the pattern. The second confirmation is there a divergence? We've confirmed that there's a divergence. The third one is that price must touch. Now, the last thing you need to confirm right now is that price must touch the entry line before you place a trade. Now, let's look at where we have the entry line. Now, everybody pay attention. You see where we have the entry. This is the entry. The green line signifies the entry line. All right. Now, let me remove all these lines I placed on my chart so that I can show you clearly. I want to show us clearly. I want to remove the whole of this line. Okay. Now, this is our entry line. Let me show you so that you can. We're on the 15 minutes time frame. We've confirmed that the pattern is a crab, and we've confirmed that there's a divergence. Now, we want to confirm if price did touch the entry line. Now, this shaded part, I want us to assume that these candles inside this shaded part, they are not there. We're only seeing this red candle. Now, this about when this trade started, when it came up newly on the scanner, we will be seeing just this red candle. All right. Now, what we're trying to confirm is as the entry price be touched, did any candle touch the entry line? All right. The green line is the entry line. The green line. Now, the red line is the stop loss. Now, what that means is that can we see any of this red candle touch or break below the entry line? Any of the red or blue candle within maybe this one or this one, this red candle here, did it touch or it broke below the entry line? Everybody, did it touch or broke below the entry line? Did it touch or it broke below the entry line? Yes, that is our confirmation. That is what we're looking for. Yes, it did. Yes. If it touched and it broke below, or if it's just bouncing on it, it means it has touched it. All right, and that's all we're looking for. Now, once we confirm that the candle has touched the entry line, sir, I want to show you what you need to do before you place a trade. Please pay attention. Now, this candle that touched the entry line, all right. Remember, red candles means sell, blue candle means buy. All right. Now, it means I'll wait because every 15 minutes. Each candle here you're seeing on this chart takes 15 minutes for it to complete its formation. This candle here is 15 minutes candle. This one here is also a 15 minutes candle. Forget the size. It takes 15 minutes for each candle to form. Now, the candle that touched the entry line, this is it. Now, as at when this happened, we'll wait for the candle to close. Now, the time is about 9:06 right now in Nigeria. By 9:15, this candle, let me remove this box. All right, this red candle is a candle that was forming when the pattern was new on the scanner. Now, since I confirmed that this red candle touched the entry line, what I will do is to wait for this candle to finish its formation in 15 minutes. Once this candle finishes its formation, I'll wait to see the next candle. This next candle is what will give me confirmation. We call this next candle confirmation candle. All I'm waiting for is this candle, this candle that formed next, to show me that is a blue candle. Now, for this candle to finish its formation is also 15 minutes. Now, once I see that this blue candle finished its formation in 15 minutes, sir, on this next candle is what I will place a buy, because this blue candle here has given me a signal that price is about to go up, because blue candle represent buy, and this trade as it is right now is a buy on the scanner. Okay, this candle right now is what we call the confirmation candle. This red candle touched the entry line, fine, but we're not placing the trade on this red candle. Wait for it to close. Now, the blue candle that forms after that time, we'll wait for that candle to also finish its formation in another 15 minutes. Once it finishes formation, if it finish like a blue candle like this, on the next candle, which is this one, we're going to place instant execution buy. If you understand what I'm trying to say, come on, type in 3. Type in 3. I want to be sure we're following. The blue candle here is what we call the confirmation candle. Also, the blue candle is the once this blue candle finishes confirmation, sir, on the next candle, place a buy by market on the next candle, because this blue candle is it has given us a confirmation that price is about to go up. If a blue candle, a confirmation. Now, the next candle, be it a red or a blue, you place instant execution. Because you're trading on a 15-minute time frame, your target should only be 10 pips. Come on, type in 3 if you understand what I'm saying. Now, the scanner is there for you to analyze trade. When you're about to pick your trade, you go to your MT4 on your phone or your laptop, then you place a buy by market. Guys, look at this. I want to show us something. Now, if you had seen this blue candle when it finished its formation, this will be where you will enter. And if you are entered at the formation of at the open of this candle. Now, look at this. Let's calculate the number of pips that's traveled. From here now, we're expecting to go up. Has it been going up? Yes, it's been going up. 2 pips, 3 pips, 4 pips, 5 pips. So to take profit one should be 10 pips. Okay. So it has not gotten to the 10 pips target. But this has already done about, look at it, it has traveled about 5 pips. Now, because I understand that the lower time frame, like 15 minutes, is just scalping. I go for my 5, 10 pips, I'm out of the market. All right. So whenever I'm trading on 15 minutes time frame, please don't exceed 5 to 10 pips, maximum 10 pips. Once you catch your 10 pips, look for another trade. However, if you want to catch more pips, you can go to the higher time frame. All right. So now, if we had seen this when this finishes formation here, sir, we confirm that this blue candle here finished formation. The next one we pick an entry. It has traveled about 5 pips right now. 5 pips. It's still running, sir. It's still running. It means this trade still have potential to get to 10 pips. Once you catch your 10 pips, you close your trade chicken now. If you understand this, come on, type in 4. I want to be sure. If you have any question about this, you can ask a question. Okay. Okay, Mr. Matthew, you can ask a question. Ikura Matthew. Now, I'm not always trading on a 15 minutes time frame. I like to see my trade. Now, somebody say, how do I know when a candle has fully formed? Now, it's fully formed rather. Now, look at this blue candle that is forming right now. The time right now in Nigeria is about 9:11. By 9:15 Nigerian time, this candle will close. The time right now in Nigeria is about 9:11. In 4 minutes time, this candle that is forming, this one here that is forming, will finish its formation. A new one will start forming. That's how you know when the candle has finished its formation. Yes, you analyze before taking a trade. So I want to take other questions. Now, this is for a 15 minutes time frame, remember? I want to see. I want to take the question one after the other. Does point D have to touch the tip? No, it doesn't. Please, can all this be done on phone? No, all this you can't do on phone. But sir, what I can say to you right now is that if you understand how to use your eyes, now looking at this chart, I can see where my point X is on the RSI. I can see where my point D. Over time, if you start using this strategy, you can log in on the scanner on your phone and start to use your eyes to see if there's a divergence. Once you confirm there's a divergence, do your confirmation, you're good to go. Over time, but it won't happen now. But over time, by the time you master it, you don't need to even draw this line on your chart, and you're good to go. Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to take the question one after the other. Okay. Somebody says, what will be the SLTP? Now you can see the SL. The scanner has given you a stop loss. The scanner has given you a TP. You can see it. All right. Yes, you can follow the TP on the scanner. Somebody says, please, where did you click to calculate your pips? As I saw now. Okay. Now, to the left-hand side of my screen, look at it. The measure. Look at the measure. This is the measure. This is what I used to calculate my pips. So once I click the measure, you can see that it's shaded right now. Once I click on the measure, I'll come to the entry line, or wherever I entered from. I'll click there, then I'll start dragging up. You should start calculating from wherever I want it to go to. You can see from here to here is about 27 pips. Now stop loss is about 8 pips or so. All right. So that's that. Can we follow the TP on the scanner? Yes, you can follow the TP on the scanner. Okay. Basically, we analyze here before trading. Yes, you analyze here before trading it. Yes. Please, does the scanner have a way to alert? Yes, the scanner alerts, but that's if you install the Harmoniic scanner on your MT4, the one you have on your laptop. But here, you don't see alert. You can only log in to see patterns available for you to trade. Okay. Now, what if the confirmation candles appears red? If this candle appears red, sir, I will not trade until I see a blue candle. What that means that if this blue candle it doesn't close a red candle. If it doesn't close a blue candle, showing me red candle, sir, I won't trade it until I see a blue candle. So I'll wait for another confirmation. If this candle has closed a red, I'll wait for this one to form. Once this one forms, I pick my entry on the next candle. All right. Yeah, it's a must that blue. Yes, you must see a blue candle before you place a trade. Somebody saying, can we place this trade? Somebody saying, can we place this trade? Somebody is asking, can we place this trade? So you can see it's almost close to TP1. Now, it will make sense if this trade will drop. If this comes back to the entry, yes, we can place it. But if it doesn't, you can allow it go. Allow it go and wait for a new one. If it comes back to the entry now, we place it. But if it doesn't, allow it go. Somebody asking, does it mean candles on the 1 hour time frame? Yes. Candle on the 1 hour time frame close every 1 hour. Yes. Candles on 1 hour time frame close every 1 hour. Thank you. Yes. The pips will be added to the entry price if it's a buy. Thank you. No, this strategy works. I'm just showing you on a 15-minute time frame how to use it. But most times I use this on a 1 hour, 4 hours, and daily time frame. I'm not a scalper. I'm not always trading on a 15-minute time frame. But I just want to show us that this strategy works on a 15-minute time frame. You can use it on a 15-minute time frame. Somebody say, can you enter a buy now on a 1 hour time frame? No, you can't. This is a 15-minute trade. Now this somebody said, do you just place for buy or can you do it for sell? No, because the scanner has called a buy, you want to place a buy. Please don't do sell. Yes, you can do it on the iPad. Somebody say, can we do it on the iPad? Yes. Akonde Joshua, please follow through. I will show you. Somebody said, if there is no divergence, does that mean that we can't we cannot take the trade. Yes, if you're trading the divergence strategy, if there's no divergence, it means you're not taking it. This is your confirmation checklist. All right, you must follow it. I will explain on the higher time frame. Now, somebody said, Olakunle says, please explain on a higher time frame. Kindly educate me on 15 minutes time when AED card is if buy, on 1 hour time is a sell. Okay, we'll check that. It is late to trade though. Okay, Queen in the BC says it is late to trade though. If the wick or the full candle must touch, yes, the wick or the full candle must touch the entry line, yes. My RSI is on default. The way the scanner is on the RSI on the scanner is how we use it, 14. Why can't you enter now? Because you can see that it's close to the entry zone. Look at it, it's close to the entry. It's close to the TP. So the goal is I enter here and I take profit here. But you can see that it's close to the TP. How many pips am I going for? Maybe 1 pip, which is not enough, sir. Okay. Yes, you can try to go for target 1, but it makes sense if you wait for an impulse and pull back. Because we're new, I don't want to teach us, I don't want to go too deep. But as we progress, we'll be going very deep. Okay, I joined this call very late. I was using the London time. My mistake. When will on Tuesday night we'll have another class. So now if you understand how to trade using the 15 minutes time frame, now this is all you need to do. Now imagine you've seen this. Now when all your confirmation met, you confirm that this is your confirmation candle. You've been in profit of about 5 to 6 pips right now. 5 to 6 pips, and you're targeting 10 pips. Once you get to 10 pips, you're out of the market. So now this is a 15 minutes time frame. Let's go to the higher time frame. Let's do justice to that in the next couple of minutes. Then we'll call it a night. Somebody is asking, at what point is the harmonic scanner good to be used? I always say to people, the harmonic scanner is good at any time. Now, about 3 weeks ago, we were trading the harmonic scanner. Taking the class together, just like this. Then we saw a pattern that was set, that was good to go. Here, now we picked that trade about 3 weeks ago. In 1 week, that trade, just that one trade in the night, gave up about 500 pips within 1 week. Within 1 week, we caught over 500 pips. So you can log on to the scanner during London session, New York session, or even right now. You can log on and see if you have a good setup. The truth is, the goal is that you must have a target. Okay, let's go to the higher time frame right now. Scan for 15 minutes. Scan from H1, H4, and D1. Now I want to scan for the higher time frame. Now I'll click on scan for H1, H4, D1. Now these are all the patterns available on a higher time frame. Now, on the higher time frame, the latest pattern here is GBP NZD, H1 shark. A shark, I don't trade it. But after the GBP NZD, we had a AED CAD. So what that means that before GBP NZD, there was AED CAD, a butterfly. So I'm not trading the GBP NZD because it's a shark. I want to go to AED CAD, a butterfly. So I'll click. Sir, we missed this move. This trade is gone already. You can see now this trade was called this afternoon on the scanner. Or was it yesterday? Today is 22. Okay, maybe it was yesterday. This trade was called yesterday on the scanner. It got to the entry points. Now, is this a buy or sell? You can see that it's a sell. Okay, since it's a sell, what do? It touched the entry line. The candle this is a confirmation candle for itself. Once we see this candle, and this is what we call evening star. Look at this formation, it's called evening star. And see it's locked down since yesterday. Now the scanner has also called the same trade for a buy on a 15 minute time frame. Now I was trying to explain to us about last week that we have what we call impulse, then correction. We have an impulse move. We are expecting a correction. The correction is what the scanner has called on a 15 minute time frame, that we're supposed to get a pullback. After an impulse down, you get a pullback up. The pullback is the buy the scanner has called on a 15 minute time frame. So it's normal for the scanner to do this. So I can search on any of this brokerage firm platform. So what I'm going to do right now, look at this. GBP NZD, we've checked the AUD card is gone. Look at this Euro AUD. Euro UJ Gadley H1. I'll click Euro UJ Gadley. Oh, this one is not a valid pattern because it got to the stop loss and it started reversing. That's not a valid pattern. Okay. We have Euro card also. This is Euro card H1 deep crab and H4 deep crab. It's appearing on 2 time frame right here. Euro card H1, Euro card H4. So let's go to the H4. Let's click on H4. Okay. This is H4. Sir, look at this trade. It's still looking good, sir. This trade is still looking good. It looks so good. Okay, this will have been the pullback, the best pullback to enter it. Okay, all right. Now let's do our confirmation on this quickly. Let's run our confirmation on this if there's a divergence. Now, a divergence. Now, the first thing is what is the pattern? Now, everybody on the call, what is the pattern here? Or let me see if there's if there's any pattern we can check that is still, valid for us to check. Okay, USDJPY. See, USDJPY is gone also. Wow, this sweet trade. Yeah, didn't touch the entry line. That's right. So there are no patterns. I'm just checking if we'll see any at least a new pattern. NCD USD butterfly here. This one is also gone. I can search for patterns on any of the platform and trade. GJ did not touch the entry line too. I think. Yeah, I didn't touch the entry line before I started his move. Look at it. I was following up on those trades. Now what I'm going to do right now is let's check this USD on Pepperstone. On this platform we have USD a butterfly. It's gone also. And it didn't even touch the entry line. A butterfly. Cut JPY Gatling. Cut JPY Gatling. And this one hits our stop loss. This one hits our stop loss. So this one is not valid. But let's do analysis on this. Let's do analysis on this. Now I know this trade is gone, but let's do analysis on this. I don't think there's the other valid one here. Okay. The first one. All right, let's check. Okay, let's use this. I just want to show us how to use it on a higher time frame so that we can see for ourselves. Okay. Now, about 2 weeks ago, this was a trade we caught 500 pips on. This was that one trade we saw. Now we caught over 500 pips. We entered there. From here to here is about 500 and something pips. Okay. I want to use this to explain to us how to trade on a higher time frame using the divergence strategy. Please follow. Now let's use this to do the example. Okay. Are we following, please? Now this is a pattern. Now this is GBP card H1, a BAT pattern. A BAT, what's the percentage for a BAT, please? In the next 15 minutes, we should be rounding up this class. What's the percentage for a BAT? Good. Good. Okay. Now a bat has a 90%. Good. Now, what do? The first confirmation is what is a pattern? The pattern is a bat. The second thing is there a divergence? Now, looking at this, I can see that my entry is here. My take profit one, take profit two, take profit three, they are above. So it's a buy. All right. So this is my X, this is my D. I will draw a line from X to D. This is my point X here. X to D is going where? Is going where, sir? X to D is going where? Okay, good. Good. Now, please follow through. We want to confirm if there's a divergence by placing our lines. Now, we can see that X to D is going up. Now, this is our point X here, and this is our point D here. Let's also draw a line from X to D there. I'll click on the arrow. I'll draw this. Look at where it's touching it for the first time. I'll drag from X to D. Now, X to D here is going where? X to D here is going where, sir? Good, 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 good. Now, we can see that there's a divergence. We can see clearly. Now, I'm using this to explain to us how to check for divergence. Now, we can see clearly that there's a divergence. So, what's the next thing on the checklist? Okay, what's the next on the checklist? Now, because we're trading on a higher time frame, like 1 hour right now, we need to do the third confirmation. We said if it's a buy, we're going to select minimum three red candles below the entry, between the entry and the stop loss. If it's a sell, we choose minimum 3 blue candles between the entry and the stop loss. All right, because it's a buy, we're going to use. All right, we're going to do this. This is my entry line here. This is my entry. It means this place here, the green line is my entry and the stop loss. Now I'm looking for red candles between the entry and the stop loss. And this is the green line, this is the red line. Between it is what I'm looking for. This in between, look at it. Entry, the green line, stop loss, the red line. Now in between is what we have here. Now if look at my cursor, I want to move my cursor inside that place, in between. I'm moving it to the left. I'm moving my cursor to in between. Can you see that there are red candles here? To the left hand side. It means in the past, this was what happened in that place. Can you see that when price was actually moving from up, it was coming here from up. It was coming from up down. When it got to this point, what happened? All right. When it got here, what happened? It went up. So look at this also. Price was also moving from here. It was moving. Harmoniic can call the trade. It moved to this place here. You can see the same place, this same place. It moved there, it went up. Now price also came back to that same place. What happened? It went up. That is what we're checking. Now we can see that there's a form of a support here. When price found the support, it bounced on the support. On the support, what are we looking for? A buy position. All right. We can see that in the past, price respected this place. And price also moved again. So the same place again. This was where the entry. This cannot call it an entry here. We should enter for here for a buy. So if you had seen this, you have caught this move with us. So let's select minimum 3 red candles between the entry and the stop loss. What do? I will check to the left. I've seen my green line, my red line. In between, I want to check to the left. What happened inside that place in the past? I can see that here, when price was coming down, it got to this place, it went up. Later, it came back down to this place. It went back up, it came back down to that place. It was bouncing on a support. The whole of this place is a support zone. The whole of this place is a support. On a support, what are we looking for? A buy. On a support, the whole of this one is a support. Because how do we know it's a support? When price got to this place, it bounced. It came back there, it bounced. Can you see how price came back to support again? It bounced up, confirming that there's a divergence also. So it's about a triple confirmation that this trade is good for us to look at. So now let me show us. I want to show us how to select minimum 3 lows of red candles. Okay. Now we're checking to the left hand side. This is my entry, the green line, the stop. You can see how it's extended to this point too. Now, can I see red candles in between here? Yes, I can see. What do? I will zoom this part. This place I can see very well. I'll zoom it. How do I zoom it? I'll click on this plus sign here, zoom in button. Once I click on the zoom in button, I'll create a zoom box around that place. A zoom box around that place. Now, once I create this zoom box, I'll leave it. Can you see clearly now? Look at the red line here. Look at the green line here, the entry, and look at the stop loss, the red line. Stop loss, red line, green line. Now, in between, I'm not looking for candles outside, red candles outside the zone. I'm looking for the bottom of red candles that falls inside this zone. It's not going outside. The bottom is not outside. The bottom is not shooting below. All right. So how do I do that? This is a red candle. Now I can start from any. There's a red candle here. Now this red candle here. This is the top here above, and this is the bottom here below. The top is above. The bottom is below. All right. So the bottom is what I'm looking for. The lows of the candle. So I can start from minimum is 3. 3 is all. I can start from any candle that is the bottom is inside this place. So I can search. You can see that this bottom is below, is inside that zone. It's not the bottom is not outside it. The bottom is inside. So I can pick a line here. I can use one to here to pick a line, horizontal line. I'll click on this horizontal line. I can change the color to something visible. Let me use this color. Then I'll come to the bottom of the candle. I'll place it. I'll click to place it. Can you see? This is my first red candle. I can click the second the line again to look for another candle. Now can you see that there's a candle here? The wick is the bottom. This candle here. This is the bottom here. So I'll place it just on the wick. All right, that's how many. 2. I can start from any red candle. In fact, there's a red candle here. Look at this one here. There's a red candle. This is the bottom, the wick. I'll place there 3. Minimum of 3. So I can start from any candle. Minimum of how many? 3. Now I've seen my 3. Minimum is 3. It means I can see more than 3. I can decide to do more than 3, but minimum it must be 3. All right. So I can place a line on this one also. Look at this one here. This is the bottom here, making 4. So minimum of 3. I'm okay now. Now, once I do that, I'll click on this zoom out button to take it back to my normal screen. I'll click on the zoom out. This is my normal screen. So what we have done, those lines we placed, can you see that it means price was bouncing. Price came inside the zone. It bounced up. It means that the whole of those lines we placed is a support line. Now, when this trade was called newly, look at this, please. Pay attention. I want to zoom this part so that I can see clearly. I want to explain something to us. Let me zoom this part. Now, I want us to know that when this trade was called newly, all right? Okay, look at it. Those lines we placed to the left. Can you see how it played out here? When price was coming down, it bounced inside the zone. Did it bounce on any of the line? Yes, it did. Now look at it. Did it touch the entry line? Yes, it touched and it broke below the entry line. Now what we are waiting for in this zone is just a blue candle, a confirmation candle. This red candle was, now this was a candle. Look at this candle here. Let me see if I can further zoom it so that we can see clearly. Now look at this red candle. This was a red candle that touched and broke below the entry line. We said we'll wait for the candle that touched and broke below to finish its formation within 1 hour. This one will close. Now when this one finished its formation, we saw another red candle. Remember, we were waiting for a blue candle, but we didn't see a blue candle. We saw another red. Once we see this another red, sir, we don't need to place a trade on this candle closed. Once this candle finishes formation, we'll wait for a blue candle. Remember, we're in a zone. Inside this zone, we can see that those lines, price was bouncing. The first time it came here, it bounced up. The second time it came here, it's bouncing again. Now, what we're waiting for is for us to see a blue candle. Once we see that this blue candle has finished formation within 1 hour, on this candle is where we place our instant execution buy. If you're understanding this, type in 3. Type in 3. Awesome. Good. Good. Now, once I confirm that, sir, once I confirm that there's a confirmation candle here, on this next candle is what I'll place my trade for a buy by market. Sir, I'll go for 20 pips take profit, first take profits. I'll twin trade. As the market is going 30 pips, 40 pips, I'll keep adjusting my TP and I'll be moving my stop loss with it. So this is how you can trade the harmonic scanner successfully. Now, I'm just right now. There's no now. Can we ask questions based off of this? Let's ask our questions based off of this. Before somebody say, yes, I will send the recordings. Okay, let's ask our question based off of this. I will send the recordings to us and we'll do another class on this on Tuesday night. However, tomorrow we're going to be having another class. Do not miss tomorrow's class. Don't miss. The scanner always give you your stop loss. The trade is gone, please. We're just only using it as an instance. This is stop loss here. This is the entry. So you can see that the scanner is giving you a stop loss and entry. That's also giving you a TP. Look at your take profit, TP1. So you can see that immediately, if you've seen this confirmation candle, you place your trade on this one. And this got to take profit 1. It got to take profit 2. It got to take profit 3. It got to take profit 4. And it's going to take profit 100. All right, look at this. So TP1, look at the number of pips. From entry, where you pick from to take profit 1 is about 191 pips. Would 991 pips feed you for the day, sir? 991 pips. Is it okay for a day? Yes. Someone say, can you trade pattern for mother broker? Yes, you can. Yes, mommy, you can. Someone say, will you place only one trade and be changing yourself? No, you twin trade. So I'm going to be having another class with us on Tuesday night. However, tomorrow, please don't miss the class. But if you've gotten value tonight, come on, type in 777. You got in value tonight, type in 777. You've gotten value tonight, type in 777. Come on, show some love. You've gotten value tonight, type in 777. Guys, I'm super elated showing us how to trade the scanner. And I look forward to having us again tomorrow night. And we'll kick it up from where we stopped. And we're going to get. I celebrate everyone on this call and I say thank you and good night.